Okay, so today is April the 16th, and I think it's been roughly about 3 months since the last time I made the very first video. I was going to try to do it monthly, but I had decided to wait probably a little bit longer. I did end up losing 33 pounds so far. I started on the HCG diet back in end of February, about February 22nd, something like that. I took it for 1 month, and I did not do 500 calories. I did 1,000 calories. And I did not do a low-carb diet. I basically went by what I learned at my diabetic class, which was counting your proteins and your vegetables and your carbs. And what I did was have about 3.5 ounces of meat for lunch and dinner. I ate every 2 hours. I snacked when I ate. I have a little snack bag in my car where I have like beef jerky and whole grain crackers, and when I get on a sweet binge and I want cookies or something sweet or something like that, I have those little 100-calorie bites that I eat every now and then. Sometimes what I do, instead of just eating the whole bag, I'll eat a half a bag, and that way I'm not having to eat the whole bag. The only thing I haven't given up on is cheese, because I like cheese a lot. And so I don't eat cheese a lot. I just limit how much cheese I put on my foods now. I've also found fat-free cheese by Kraft, and I've got Sargento cheese, which is a low-calorie or a low-fat cheese, and so I use that as well. I count all my calories, I count all my carbs and my fats whenever I eat. I use a page called Smart People to blog how my success is going. I also use it for my exercise, which I've been walking about 30 minutes a day. Yesterday I walked about an hour, tried to push myself a little harder. My toes ended up cramping because I walked so long. And then I just got these free weights. They're like 1.5 pounds each, so I could try to work on my arms some, because I haven't really been losing a lot of weight in my arms, and so I thought maybe I need to start working on that some. So anyway, I did do HCG, and I am not against it at all. I don't think you need to do 500 calories to lose weight on that. I think you're going to lose weight anyway if you do 500 calories, or 1,000. I chose to do 1,000 because with me going out to eat so much, I'm always on the go, and as you could tell in my first video, or if you haven't seen the first video, you should probably rewind to the video before this one and see what I looked like before. I weighed 343 pounds. I was sitting on this couch over here. I was a lot larger, and so I said, I'm going to lose weight. It was Super Bowl day, and I said, I'm going to lose weight. I got it, and I did, and I stuck with it, and I haven't given up yet. So, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was, so I'm happy. And one thing you got to keep in mind is you might have a setback, but don't let that keep you from moving forward. There's probably going to be a day like, you might have a few more potatoes than what you should, and you might gain a pound or two. But, just make sure that the next day you start over and you keep going again, and you don't allow that to set you back. And that's the one thing I had to remember, that, oh gosh, just because I gained 2 pounds, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't mean I need to go up to 40 pounds now. So, just make sure that, don't give up. And there's a scale. I was so happy. I had these goals that I had set. And so I couldn't weigh myself on the digital scale because they only go so high. We go up to about 330 pounds, and so at the time I was 343, and I couldn't weigh myself, and I was like, oh, this sucks. So I used my grandma's scale, which was the old-fashioned scale that went around and around, and basically when it went to the 300 mark, when it went past it, I knew that's how much I weighed whenever it got to 40 whatever. And so when I finally got down to where I could read the digital, I was like, oh yes, I made a goal, yay. And so now I am 309 pounds, and so that's my next goal is a bike. I want to get a bike. And everybody thinks I'm a little crazy because I want to get a bike. But it's the small things that make you want to do, like things I couldn't do, like sitting in chairs. Like when I go into church, it's hard to sit in the chairs because I would be so big I couldn't fit. And today I went to church and I go, oh, I can fit in the chairs. This is great. And so it doesn't hurt, and you're not doing all this, and it's so uncomfortable, and it's really annoying, especially when you go to a movie theater and you're doing all this, and the person behind you is probably like, I can't see, or quit she moving around and all this other stuff. So anyway, yeah. And so I'm really happy. I'm happy to, that it is going down. Some people say don't weigh yourself every day. I do. I do ever since I started doing the HCG one. And the way that our program is here in Joplin is it's after a month, then you have to take a 2-week break and then you're supposed to go back and do it again. They say it like resets your metabolism, so your body doesn't like get used to it or something like that, which I was totally okay with it. Like, I thought that was a good idea, because quite honestly, when I was getting towards the end of the month, my weight loss was slowing down a lot. So I was kind of worried, because a lot of people were saying, well, oh, after you get off of it, you're going to gain all your weight back. On the contrary, I didn't. I kept losing. And so one of the reasons why I think a lot of people are gaining weight after they get off HCG is, well, first of all, they're on 500 calories. So you can't go from 500 to 1,000, you can't do that. And of course you're going to gain weight. Your body's like, I've got all this food again, yummy. And so it's only sensible, because your body needs carbs, it needs protein, it needs nutrients, it needs all those things. And so I lost 22, 24 pounds while I was on HCG. When I got off, I lost about 10 more pounds after that. I lost twice as much weight being on the HCG diet. So I know that it does work. So for people to say you're only losing because you're on 500, that's not true. Because I lost twice as much being on the same calorie. When I got off, I was on the same calorie. I didn't change nothing. And the guy was like really amazed that I was losing everything. He said, oh my gosh, he was like, you are losing more than some of the other people in here. He's like, I can't believe that. So, I just stuck with it. Another thing I do is lots of fiber. Whole grain products, whole grain wheat. I use this bread called Sara Lee. It's 45 calories, has 7 carbs a slice. That is not hardly anything. There are other whole grain breads that have about 14 carbs a slice. So this is basically cutting in half. And I've also learned, people say on this low carb diet, don't do that either. What's going to happen, and I've learned this because I read this, is when you cut out all your carbs, and say you limit them, and say you have 30 carbs for the day, and then the next day, by accident, you accidentally have 60 carb. Well, it's using that stored, I can't remember what the word is that they say, but something stored, and basically you end up gaining twice as much weight back. And so you do not want to do that. You want to be healthy because your body does need it. You just don't want to abuse it and eat a bunch of starchy foods. I do have rice, but it's whole grain rice, but I'm really scared to eat it because of the fact that it is rice. I do eat potatoes, but I don't eat a lot of potatoes. I have carbs, and I do eat some things. I just don't have a lot of them. And so that's just some of the things that I do. I have wrote about everything that I've done. I kind of made a blog about it, and I didn't want to go on and on about everything that I've done because it's probably quite a bit in detail. I use flaxseed and wheat germ. I think I like the wheat germ a lot more than I do flaxseed. I mix it in with oatmeal and stuff. I use cinnamon, like apples. I'll have apples and cinnamon, and I'll use stevia sugar. And I drink lots of water. I have green teas. When I go out to eat, I go to Panera Bread, and they have this You Pick Two, and I get the Asian salad, and the chicken noodle soup is only like 300 calories for the two of them together. It's amazing. I do eat at Subway sometimes. The only thing is, like, their sandwich is like 46 carbs, so I wrote Subway, and I was like, can you get Sara Lee bread? Is that possible? And so, but it's okay, because I've learned also, if I've had a whole lot of carbs at the beginning of the day, you just go lower at the end of the day. So if I've had like 40 carbs at the beginning of the day, and at the end of the day, just back off, because you don't want to have a whole bunch, and then, of course, you're going to put yourself in trouble. So, in the same way with protein, if you've had a bunch of protein at the beginning of the day, back off at the end of the day. You kind of want to level everything out. And some of the snacks I have in my car, there's these whole grain crackers, and 4 of them is only like 7 or 8 carbs for all 4. And so I do chew on those, I don't have them every snack, but maybe I'm craving, something that I haven't had enough carbs and I need to crave some. So I have 4 crackers for, my snack maybe. I have beef jerky. Believe it or not, beef jerky is an amazing snack. It is low calorie, low fat, low everything, and high in protein. It's a good snack for you. And I have a scale. I have the Biggest Loser scale. And I weigh all my food, and I weigh my beef jerkies, and I weigh everything because I want to make sure I'm getting everything right. And sometimes I split it in half, and that's even half the calories. So sometimes, even if you have to have something that has a lot of calories that you really shouldn't be eating, a good thing to do probably is just to split it in half, and then you feel like you're teasing yourself into getting it, even though you're not having a whole lot of it. So that's some of the things that I've tried. So I will check back here in about maybe another month or 2, and hopefully I'll be below 300 by then. I'll have my bike, and already clothes are starting to fit loose and everything. So that is my goal, to get under, my goal is 150 pounds. So I'm only 33, but again, I'm not where I was. So I'll check back and I'll keep doing a blog, and that way everybody can see. And if you have any questions about the HCG diet, it was not the liquid, it was the shots, by the way. I gave myself a shot in the stomach every single morning, and I had no side effects whatsoever from it at all. People that are experiencing dizziness and passing out, fainting, all that, you're not passing out because of the drug. You're passing out because you're going on 500 calories, because your body needs nutrients. I cannot express that enough. And so the guy thought I was crazy when I was going to go by my diabetic diet and, you know, measure all my food out. And yes, I'm going to continue to eat potatoes and green beans and lots of vegetables and things like that. He wanted me to basically eat just these little minimal things, and I couldn't do it. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I'm hard-headed, and I like to do what I want to do. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm just going to do what I want to do. He calls it the Phaedra diet, so so be it, I guess. But anyway, check back in a month, and I hope you got some good tips, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.